An invitation is where you are going to be actually asking people to take action. So what I'm going to focus on in this specific training is making a free offer, because honestly, that's how I built my business to multiple six figures, was simply booking gigs, making a free complimentary offer, and in that free and complimentary offer, it allowing me to then do sessions afterwards. So, you know, a lot of you are just starting out, and one of the things that I will just remind you of is that, you know, you don't necessarily become a great selling from the stage person out of the gate, or even a keynoter out of the gate. I mean, that's a part of training and learning to be good. But what you can do is you can be good enough. You can be good enough to get your message across and share it with people that they will end up wanting to absolutely do more work with you or have a session with you. And then in that more intimate conversation, you'll be able to close the sale and get the client. So that being said, in the invitation, this is where people fall apart a little bit and they get nervous. You simply want to set them up to be inspired. So you've inspired them with the story in the beginning, right? You've established what the pain is. You've now given them the points in education that are a combination of do it yourself and done for you or done with you. So they should have some level of enthusiasm for knowing that, wow, I can walk away and I can do some of this on my own. And wow, I need support and help with some of that. That's the emotional set point that you're establishing. So when you get into the invitation, it's a simple transition. Typically, you want a really great story. If we go back to the analogy I was using of the weight loss and the metabolic rate, you say, you know, so here's the 3 points I've given you. I've established that something as simple as drinking 8 ounces of water in the morning can reduce your calorie intake by 10%. I've let you know that it's really not your fault that you get confused about caloric intake and you get confused about what you're supposed to do, because if you don't know what your metabolic rate is, it's a challenge to get those things done. And so you want to get a metabolic rate test done. And thirdly, I've talked to you about journaling your food, not in isolation. That you can do on your own, and it's going to help you just to journal your food. But if you journal your food and then turn it over to a health and wellness expert, you're going to find the holes in the Swiss cheese that you're like, why did I work so hard this week and I didn't lose any weight? Because there's those hidden calories, or you're not eating enough and you want to use the feedback of an expert to get that right. So this reminds me of Sally. You know, when Sally came to me, she was struggling with her weight. She was feeling insecure. She was really unhappy in her marriage and her life, and she could not drop the 30 pounds that she was trying to drop. I gave her these 3 steps to do, but what I actually said was, I said, only do one of them. So we only chose one of them, and she chose to get clear about the metabolic rate so she would know exactly what her caloric intake should be. After she did that, what shifted for her was she was so connected to truth and knowledge. It was no mystery of what should be happening. She knew exactly what she needed to do to get the result that she wanted. And she wanted to lose 30 pounds over the next 8 months, which was, I'm doing bad math here, people, but and now she had the information. Information is power. Support is power. And it's hard when you're doing it in isolation. It's hard when you're not sure of all the facts or the information and you're going online every day and there's a million different pieces of information of what you should be doing. All of those pieces together, here's where we end up. We end up frustrated, still fat, and blaming ourselves for being lazy and having lack of commitment. So when Sally got that empowerment, she lost 5 pounds in the first month. And who cares about the pounds? She felt better about herself, and her marriage improved and her life improved. And that's what I want for everyone in this room. I'm not interested in you being a number on a scale. I'm interested in you feeling good about yourself. So that's hard to do alone, and you shouldn't have to do it alone. So I've put together a I've put together, and it can be you always want to name your session. It should be something like 5 pounds of freedom session that's going to show you exactly how to lose 5 pounds with easy, simple steps and begin to get on the path of self-confidence and happiness. That session is usually $300 to do with me, but I'm gifting it to the first 10 of you in this room today. Now, there's about 25 of you in the room. I wish I could do 25 sessions, but it's just a time thing. I don't have enough time in the day to do all 25. So I'm looking for the first 10 of you who are really fed up and you're really driven to change your circumstances. And that's going to be the 5 pounds to freedom session. So you're going to meet me in the back of the room, and the first 10 of you that show up are going to get this opportunity. So guys, what I just did was I actually did invitation and motivation. Let me break that down for you. The invitation piece is based in, you saw that I had a story that transitioned into a specific offer, a specific call to action. And that specific call to action was that you're going to get a session, right? That you're going to get a session. And in that session, here's what's going to happen, 5 pounds to freedom. Then, so that's all the invitation. I established what it is, what the value of it is. That's really important. What it is, what the value of it is, and exactly how you get it. The motivation is what? I'm going to see if you guys know. What was the motivation part of that? First 10, it was the limiter. Exactly. So motivation is, why should I act now?